Hi everyone. Alright, welcome back to the channel and in particular to this video. I did promise to revisit number 4 of the 2019 grade 4 numeracy paper. Same thing you call PEP4 maths. On that paper, well, in the last video I would have established a 150 being the half mark between the points here. Hold on. Hold on guys, let me get this off. So I had said in that video halfway here would be about 150. Not realizing, think I was going too fast and you know, over analyzing. As I was saying to you, I hope I'm not over analyzing this thing. It does not begin at 0. If it had started at 0, then halfway would be 150. It starts at 100. Here is 300, so 100, 300, which would make right here 200. All right, so it's asking you for point X. The best estimate for point X is basically halfway between 2 and 3, which would be 250. Closest to 250 here is 240. We did get 240 when we did the workout in the previous video, but this is the better way, and I would say the right way to work out this item. So they're going up by hundreds, which would be 100, 200, 300, which would make X, point X, approximately 240, which is the closest of these digits or numbers to 200 and to 250. All right, so with that we're going to move now to the 2022, you say 2022 PEP4 numeracy past paper walkthrough as you prepare for this year's PEP sitting. 26, could be 27, 28, whichever year. This video should be of help to you. All right, so we're gonna go to the 2022 past paper. So with that, here is the 2022 past paper in numeracy. It's a numeracy test. You have 40 minutes to do 30 items, giving you less than 2 minutes per item. You have to move with speed and accuracy. Read your items carefully as well as the instructions. Number 1, what is the number name for 458? I'm calling it that because I don't want to give away the answer so fast. 458. Now some of you might have to put your tables down. If you have to do that, do that. All right, if you have to put your tens and one tables down, do that. I'm using yellow today, always using red. Ones, tens, hundreds. It's a 3-digit, so just maybe need 3 columns. So 8, remember to fill your table from the ones column, so back number to the back, second, and you do like that. 5, 4. So it's 4 under the 100, 5 under the tens, 5 tens 50, 8 1. So 458, 458. Some will say, some will just say 458. The answer is A. Number 2, fast talking teacher, trying my very best to go slower so that everybody can catch on, as well as me not making too many mistakes when I go too fast. All right, but I find when I try to talk slower or much slower, it feels like I'm having tongue ties because I'm always talking so fast. Number 2, but tell me if I'm improving. All right. Number 2, what is the place value of 8 in the number 6840? Not calling the number names because I don't want you to just grab the answer right away. 0, which is ones, I mean tens, hundreds, and thousand, which is TH. So you have 0, then 4, then 8, and then 6. So what's the value of the 8? The 8 is in hundreds, so it's hundreds. Moving on to number 3. I hope I'm not leaving anybody. It says use the information below to answer question 3. Anna is thinking of a 4-digit number. The number has 5 in the ones place, so since they're starting out with that, let's put up our table. 4-digit number. So you have ones, tens, hundreds, 4,000. Let's continue reading. The number 5 is in the ones place. Let's put our 5 in. 2 is in the tens place. And 8 in the hundreds place. So 5 in the ones, 2 in the tens, 8 in the hundred. What's a number you think she could be thinking of? So if number should end in 825, 825 at the end, 825 is at B. So the 4-digit number she was thinking of is 4,825. Not bad at all. You just need to think. It's common sense. A lot of it is common sense. Here's another item. Same place at number 4, just a different setting out. As the number 4 I just went over at the start of the video from the 2019 paper. So it says the numbers 100 and 300 are shown on the number line. What is the best estimate of the number located at X? So that they're going up by 100. So 100 and then 300 here. This would be 200. So the best estimate is 200. Going up by 100. 100, 200, 300. Moving on. Not bad. Number 5. This is for 5 and 6. The diagram below represents a pizza with 3 different toppings. Use it to answer questions 5 and 6. So let's look at the toppings. So cheese is that fully shaded. The dotted topping, pepperoni, and the clear section, pineapple. So let's just label it. So this is cheese, CH. This is pepperoni. Let's put pep. Pep. And pineapple, let's put pine. Alright, let's see what they want. What fraction of the pizza is pepperoni? So pepperoni right here, we see that's a quarter, 4 quarters. So if you were to come back here and come down here, it's 4 quarters. So a quarter of it is pepperoni. 1 quarter is at B. Moving on. Number 6. Marsha ate half of the pizza. How many slices did she eat? So a half of 8. What is a half of 8? A half of 8, let's clean this up. A half of 8 can be anywhere across here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if she did eat this bottom, it's 4. If she ate the top, still 4. If you were to change it and divide it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4, same. So a half of 8 is 4. Whichever way you divide it, it's going to be 4, and 4 is at C. Alright, remember you're watching Learning with Teacher M. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and as always, if you see any error, I'm just human. Please point it out to me, and then I will fix what can be fixed. Alright, let's move on. Number 7. Which expression best represents the number of triangles shown below? So let's look at the triangles. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So remember, you go row, then column if you're doing any kind of thing with these kind of things. Yeah, you know, any kind of thing with these kind of things. What kind of expression is that? Row, column. So how many rows are there? We have 1, 2, 3 rows. How many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. So right away we know it's a 3 by 4. The expression is 3 times 4. Alright, and then if you were to do 3 fours is 12, you should get 12. Remember, we got 12. Alright, if you were to work out B, remember we're looking at 12 as total. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 9s 27, so already we're past 12, and we don't do the multiplication with the last digit. For C, 3 4s are 12, and we have 2 more digits to work with. For D, 4 4s are 16, and we have 1 more, and all of those would have passed 12. Alright, moving on. It says, look at this set of notes below. Use them to answer questions 8 and 9. So we have some $500. Here is one. Another, another, and another. If we were to add up all of them, all right, so you'd have 5, 10, 15, 20. That's $2,000. 500 plus another 500 is 1,000, plus another 500 is 1,005, and another 5 is 2,000. You know these monies. How much money you take to school in the days? I know some of you know all of this money. More than 2 grand for some of you. Moving on. Number 8. What is the value of the set of notes? We don't have to go back because we would have worked it out. If you did not do that, then you know you have to work it out. Number 9. James changed all the $500 notes to $100 notes only. How many $100 notes does she now have? So in one $500, you're going to have 5. And then another 5 in this would make it 10. Then another 5 over here would make it 15. Then another 5 makes it 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Alright? So let's move on to see if we find 20. 20 is at A. She'll have 20 $100 notes. Number 10. When See, I'm having tongue ties. I just have to talk fast. When 4700 or 47 over 100 is written in decimal form, which place value will the 7 be in or represent? So you have 47 over 100, 47 over 100. Now, for this, because you're working with 2 zeros, you would have moved 2 places, alright? So it would be really 0.47. 0.47 is what it is. So your point would be here if you're using now tens and 1 chart. Let me do it somewhere else so you have more room. Alright, hold on. I'm giving you some more room. So if you're doing a tens and 1 chart, and let's call this our decimal point. So this is separating the digits. Alright, and everything you write, you put that to separate. So the 4 will be here and the 7 here. No, they should be under here. You'd have the tens here. So what am I doing? I'm doing it right, just that I should put those under. Let's rub those out. Alright. So the 4 would be here, the 7 here. So you're gonna put tens, hundreds, HTH, something of that sort. And over here you'd have your whole number, which would be ones, tens, hundreds, and it continues. So 4 is in the tens, the 7 is in the hundreds. Alright, so D, hundreds. Your teachers will show you more on that. Number 11. Ben spent 6/10 of his lunch money. What fraction of his lunch money does he have left? So if he spent 6 out of 10, we know that the whole would have been 10 out of 10, but he spent 6. So you take away that 6 from the 10, you should have 4 left. So he would have 4/10 left. Alright, what's your 4? He would have 4/10 left. 4/10 is at C. 4 out of 10 parts left. Alright, 12. Examine the pattern below. Which number is missing? Alright, so right away we know they're counting by 5s. 5, and you go up to 20, so 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So you look for 40, and that's at A. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you're not. You know that my analytics show me that most of the people who watch are not subscribers. Please subscribe. Alright? Number 13, calculate. Don't allow this word to throw you off. The word calculate. Look for this operation that it's asking you to do, and you just work from there. It's asking you to add. Addition. Finding the sum. 7 plus 6 is 13. Remember, if you have to put down your strokes, it would be too bad if you have to do that in grade 4. But if that's what you have to do, just don't get it wrong. Alright? 7 and 6 is 13. We rename our 1. 9 plus 2 is 11 plus 1. 12. 6 and 8 is 14 plus the 1 we rename is 15. I'm hearing my door open. That's why I'm pausing. Not that I don't know that 6 plus 8. So I'm looking for 1523. 1523 is at C, 1523. D, where me get D from? Diagram I'm looking at, my brain is just running. The diagram below shows a chart used by a grade 4 class to keep track of the amount of money they collected from fundraising activities. Use the diagram to answer question 14. So right away we're seeing that they have a goal to reach $5,000. We're seeing that they're past 3,000 and it's halfway between 3 and 4. So right away we know they've collected $3,500 already. I like to just do a little working out before I even see what is asked. Alright, which is the best estimate of the amount of money the grade 4 class has collected so far? We know it's not 3,000 based on what we were working out. They've passed that. We know it's not 3,800. They never got up that far. And it's not 4 because they never got to the other one. It's going to be 3 because that's closest to 3,500. See, they did not get to 4. They don't reach there. 3,500 is here and they never passed 3,500. That's the only way they could have gone up close to 3,800. So it's 3,000 to 300 that they've collected. So it's close. What am I saying? They collected 3,500. So 3,300 is close to 3,500. Which is at, let me see what it's at. 3,300 is B. Close to 3,500. Moving on. What's this? Moving on. How many parts of diagram 2 must be shaded in order to make the statement true? So they want the statement to be that diagram 1 plus what's shaded in diagram 2 is equal to what's shaded in diagram 3. Easy way is that you put here is equivalent to this. Now let's do it for the same. So now you know 1, 2, 3, 4. You must shade 4 parts. You can even go ahead and shade these parts over here to represent the parts that are shaded in diagram 3. But you know you need to shade 4 parts. So 2 plus 4 gives you 6. 16. Which unit is most suitable when measuring the length of a room? So I know your teachers would have used body parts to help you to, come up with your estimate, as well as maybe vehicles and roads for kilometers and those. All right. So centimeter, they would use your finger and all of these parts of your finger. All of these things. Meter, they use your hand stretch across, or say the length of your body depending on your height. So which would be better to measure the length of a room? It's going to be meter. All right, that's at D. Which container has the most amount of liquid? Now I know many children, once they see the thing looking tall, they're going to say it's a tall one. Remember. Look at the measurement. Don't watch the height of the container. All right, so let's do a little working out. This is halfway between 100 and 120. So halfway between 100 and 120, it means right here is 10. So we're safely seeing that they're counting up by 10. So that would become 110. All right. So let's go. 20, 30. So here would be 30, then 40, 50, then 60, 60, then 70, then 80, 80, then 90. And it goes like that. So they're counting up by 10. So that would be 110 milliliters. For right here, it's 160. So far we know it's B. That's the most. Let's look at the rest. Right here is 120. So still at B for the most. Let's move on to D. And between 100 and 200, halfway they would make it 150. So right away it's D. B is 150. Well, they don't have an ABC option. We just have to circle on this. So it's B, 160 milliliters. Moving on to number 18. The temperature of a bowl of soup is 35 degrees Celsius. 30 minutes later, it was 10 degrees cooler. What is the new temperature of the soup? Don't be thrown off by this 30 minutes. please focus on the degrees. So it's 35 degrees, and then 10 minutes time, 30 minutes time, it went down by 10, so it's going down. It's getting cooler, you're taking away. 0 from 5, it's 5. 1 from 3, you're left with 2. So by then, it's 25 degrees Celsius. The diagram below show models of 4 gardens. Each square represents 1 meter square. Use the diagram to answer question 19. So again, always 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a 2 row by 6. So this is a 2 times 6 is 12. Garden A is 12. This one is a 1, 2, 3, 4 rows by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Column 4 sixes, 24. This is 24. And this one is 1, 2, 3, 4 by 3. This is also 12. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 by 3. This is 18. So 12, 24, 12, 18. Let's see what they want. Which garden has the largest area? B. Don't have to go back and check because we did the working out already. 4 items and their weights are shown below. Use them to answer question 20. So we have a school bag, which is 7.5 kg. Dictionary is 2 kg. Water bottle, 3.5 kg. Lunchbox, 2.5 kg. Let's see. A shelf can hold no more than 10 kg, which is kilograms. Which 2 items, if placed on the shelf at the same time, may cause the shelf to break? So 10 kg, if you put 2 of them together, which 2 will cause it to break? A says lunch box and dictionary. No, because lunch box is 2.5 and this is 2. So that's just 4.5. Can hold some more. Can hold up to 10. B says it's school bag and lunch box. Let's look at school bag, 7.5 and 2.5. That's straight 10. 7 and 2 is 9 plus the 2 halves make it 10. 0.5 is a half. Alright, student. C says a school bag and a water bottle. School bag is 7.5, which is 7.5. And water bottle is 3.5, which is also 3.5. 7 plus 3 is 10. So already we're gone. 10. These 2 halves to make it 1 will make it 11. So we know the answer is going to be C. If you put a school bag, which is 7.5, and the water bottle, which is 3.5, it's going to make it 11 kg. It can only hold 10 without breaking. 21. The perimeter of a computer screen is 20 meters. Perimeter, remember distance around, the entire distance, counting up every side, adding them up. The length of one side of the computer screen is 4 meters. What is the length of the side labeled A? So remember the properties of rectangle. Opposite sides are equal. If this is A, down here side is also A. If this is 4, this side is also 4. Remember it says this perimeter, which is the distance around it, adding up all the sides, would be 20. So if you have 4 plus 4, that's 8. And you have your 20, and you take out these 2 sides, which is 8. 8 from 20, you're left with 12. I know you're going to do your renaming and all of that, but because I know it's 12. So 8 from 0, you can't. You rename a group of 10 to 10 ones. So 10 ones. Now you take 8 here. That's how I have my 2. And I would have one group of 10 left up here. Nothing to take from it. So I bring my 10 down. My 10 down. So I now have 12 to be shared for the A's. This A's, the sides A's. Alright? So if I have 12, I have to share that in 2 for this side at the top. For this side at the top plus this side at the bottom. 2 into 12 goes 6 times. So this side is 6 and this would be 6. And if you add up 6, 4, 6, 4, you should get 20. I won't do that now. So side A is B, which is 6 meters. Moving on, a diagram below shows a section of a grill. Use it to answer question 22. Alright? So you have a rod A and a rod B. Rod 1, rod 3. which is telling us that here is rod 2, rod 4, rod 5, rod 6. But let's see what they want with rods 1 and 3. Which word correctly completes the statement below? Rod 1 and rod 3 represent lines. So you're looking at what kind of lines? Parallel lines, remember, they run straight, whatever the direction, equal distance apart, never crossing each other's path. They don't touch each other in any way. They just run straight, going in whatever direction. Perpendicular now will cross at and form angles, or cross, they meet in angles and those. Some meeting up for those. Intersection, cross each other's path. Slant can be in parallel forms as well, but these lines appear not slant, so we couldn't call them slant. All right, so the answer is A, parallel lines. 23. Which diagram can be folded once to result in two halves that look exactly the same? Right here, they're talking about symmetry, lines of symmetry. So which of these, when you fold them in halves, you'll get identical side. You can flip it over and it fit exactly one on top of the other. It's going to be D, the plane. You can't cut this snail in any way to let it fit. Neither this, neither this. But if you cut this plane right across here in the middle, a little better than my cutting here, or fold it, it's going to fit exactly one side on top of the other. All right, what type of angle? Remember, you're watching Learning with Teacher M. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I've been here going away so fast, even though I say I'm gonna try and go slow. Tell me, was I doing good or not? I feel bad. All right, what type of angle is formed by the bent arm below? So let's establish our right angle. Perfect L shape. So we know, remember we said once it closes in from the right angle, it's going to be less than a right angle. You'll call that an acute angle. If it's bending, opening the right angle, it's going to be more than a right angle, more than 90 degrees. And those can be obtuse until it goes over to 180, which is a straight line or a reflex, and all of those. So once it's closing in, less than a right angle. If it's opening out the right angle, bending it backward or whichever way, that's going to be more. Let's see what they want. A says it's no angle is formed. That's not true. You're seeing the angle sign right in here, telling you there's an angle. That sign says there's an angle. All right. B says a right angle. No, because we would have established that this is a right angle and it's not all the way there. C, more than a right angle. No, because it's not bending in any way, going backwards there. D, less than a right angle. Yes, it closes in from the right angle. Alright, a student used matchsticks to form the shape below. Use it to answer question 25. What shape is formed by the matchstick? We know it's a rectangle. Opposite sides being equal, a four-sided shape made by straight lines with opposite sides being equal. 26. Which item can represent a cube? Alright, so we know that this is more like a cone. This is a sphere or circle. Cuboid, because a cuboid is formed using from the faces of rectangle. So a die is the cube because it's formed using the shape or sides or faces, having the same kind of faces as square. Alright, 28, 27 and 28. The bar graph below shows the height of 6 students. Use the graph to answer questions 27 and 28. So you're having the heights to this side and you're having the students' names running down here. Alright, so let's see. How tall is Charlie? That's 27. Find Charlie. Draw your line. Charlie is 100 centimeters. So 100 is at A. 28. Students have to be more than 140 centimeters tall to be allowed on a water slide. Which two students would be allowed on the slide? Let's see the tall ones here. More than 140. So find your 140 line and you draw your line to see who is above that line. And that's going to be Donna and Fiona. Go Donna and Fiona. You're going to make it to the slide. Donna and Fiona at C. They'll get to go on the slide. Alright, so for 29 and 30, it says some crayons were placed in a box. 16 crayons were added to what was placed in the box. So already the sum is going to be, the sum that they're talking about, we don't know, that's n. Plus they put another 16, and it says it makes a total of 48. Alright. Which expression represents some crayons were placed in a box? 16 crayons were added to what was placed in the box. So because it's addition, added, 16 more were added, it's going to be n plus 16 because they add 16 more. 30, and then we are at the end of the paper. If you have not yet liked, subscribed, and comment, please do it now. And when I say no, no. In my teacher's voice, go and do it now. So number 30 of the 2024 PEP4 literacy or mathematics past paper. You're watching Learning with Teacher M. Here goes number 30. How many crayons were How many crayons were in the box before the 16 crayons were added? So let's do the equation. N, that's what was there, plus 16 give us 48. So now we have to take this 48. When a plus sign comes over, it becomes subtraction. So you're minusing, taking away 16. Under your number on the number, 6 from 8 is 2. 1 from that is 3. 1 from 4 is 3. So before they add the 16, they had 32. To know if you're correct, put your answer 32 plus 16, you should get 48. 6 plus 2, 8. 1 plus 3, 4. And that's the end of the 2024 literacy paper. Until then, I'm saying walk good. Teacher M. Did you know I have 3 M's for my name? I won't tell you all of them, but they're all M's except my middle name. My middle name is H. But all my other names are M's. Until then, walk good, and I'll see you in the next one, which will be the 2023 numeracy paper. Take care.